Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about Ionic Framework. We will be creating a simple app in Ionic and we will deploy it on the Android platform and we will see how it works in Android. Before starting this, we will be having a basic discussion on what is Ionic, why we use Ionic, and what are the different features of Ionic. So basically the main aim of creating Ionic framework was for the people who are doing HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and if they want to create or if they want to do some coding in Android app or iPhone app, they have to learn different languages like Java or Objective-C. So that was a difficult thing. So Ionic framework is basically an HTML5 mobile app development framework for creating a hybrid mobile app. So people who are familiar with HTML5 or JavaScript, they can easily learn this because the main coding is to be done in HTML and JavaScript. And apart from this, there are few more technologies, but they are very easy to use. So it is used to create hybrid apps. You can code it once and compile it many times. So it is basically used to create cross-platform hybrid mobile apps. Now, if we talk about the technologies that you need to learn, is first is AngularJS. That is again the syntax and everything is same as JavaScript. You have classes, you have HTML file, you have CSS, and you have module TypeScript file. So basically you can say AngularJS is more organized as compared to JavaScript and jQuery, and it is easier to learn. Then of course CSS, you must have a basic knowledge of CSS and JavaScript. And apart from this, Cordova plugins, basically Cordova provides API, or you can say plugins, through which you can interact with mobile. Basically you are creating apps for mobile, so it is obvious that you have to interact with mobile, like gallery, images, then camera, then its geolocation. So for that purpose, Cordova provides simple API. You just need to use those API. You don't need to implement those from scratch. You have the API, you have to just use this. And finally Ionic, it is the CLI that provides you command for starting, then building, then running your app. Benefits, there are many benefits. First, it is used to create hybrid mobile apps. You just need to code in your favorite language like AngularJS, HTML, and then once you have done your coding, you just need to compile it for iOS, compile it for Android. You don't need to learn Android or iOS. You just need to compile them for the different platform. And starting your app is very easy and the coding is very clean and modular. These are the benefit. Limitation is basically Ionic is not native. Basically it runs in web view, so most of the feature are similar to what you see in the browser. And because it is not native, so it has to interact with API, so that is why it is a bit slower as compared to the native apps. And the last thing about Ionic is the testing is not possible in Ionic environment because we have to test it in different platforms. So the Ionic CLI, it provides you a browser based testing. So sometimes some features don't work in one platform like Android and it can work in another platform. So you have to check. Testing is a bit difficult. But apart from this, if you want to create fast app, you can do it in Ionic. And in this video now we are going to create a simple app so that you can see how an app is created, and a user information app in which there will be about us, contact us, and some media page, and you can see how it is executed in the browser and in the Android. Now in order to execute it, you first need to set up your machine. For that you need to have Node.js installed. It's very simple. Go to the Node.js website, download the Node.js, and it is a setup.exe file and you just need to install. Then Android SDK, of course, because on Windows you need to test it, you need to deploy it on Android emulator, so you need to have a Android SDK. you need to set up the path. Most probably it is done using the SDK when you install it, but if it is not, then you have to set up Android underscore home, Java underscore home, all these things. If you want to see how it is set up, you can see my other video for set up Ionic on Windows. Once this is done, now we start the coding. Once you have done, you just need to install Ionic and Cordova. Just write npm install Cordova Ionic. npm is the largest package manager that comes from Node.js. So Node.js is basically basic for everything. Once you have installed Node.js, you will be getting this npm. Open the command prompt. Once your command prompt is open, you just write this like npm install g Ionic Cordova. Simple command. Execute it and Ionic and Cordova will be installed and you are ready to start coding in Ionic Framework. Now we will be creating our first app. We will be writing Ionic start, name of the app. This is my test app. And we will be using a template called tabs. Ionic provides different types of template. So I am just using the tabs template. Click on enter. And it will take some time to set up everything for you. It will be asking whether you want to deploy it for iOS and Android. Just click on yes. And now the process will start and it will be giving you a full-fledged folder structure. All the node modules will be installed and some basic pages will be there. So we'll be checking all the folder structure, all the code, all the modules that is created once it is done. So it will take few seconds to complete. So now you can see the setting up of the project is done and we can see the command is done and we have all the files created. So we have created that app in test app folder. So we will say cd test app. Now we will see the folder structure. This is our test app folder. You can see first thing is node underscore modules. So all the modules related to this app, it has already been installed and put in this folder. You can see there will be number of modules that is required. These are the basic modules that is required to run any app. If you want to add some other module, you can execute the other modules. But for right now, because it is the initial setup, it has created all the modules. Then we have the main folder that we are interested is the source folder. Then we have .json file, package.json file that contains all the information about this package. Now we go to source file. Now we have first file is index.html. As I told you, you need to work on the HTML. This is simple HTML file. So we can add our style. So this is the bootstrap style I have just added it. And now this is the title. For every HTML, you know, it has a title. I just want to change my first app. Now this is the index.html. I have made some changes. Now I will start the browser to check how it runs. So I will go to the command prompt. I will say Ionic serv serve. It will start the server so that we can test this app in the browser, how it works, how it looks. The first look of this app. I have just made few changes. I have just made the changes that I have changed the title and I have added the style. So you can see it will run on port 8100 and localhost. I will just open in Chrome. I will go here and now this is the app that is working. You can see I just make change in the title. The changes are showing. 3 pages are there: home, about, contact. So let us make some changes in these. So I will just put some dummy text in about. I will go to the folder. Now you can see we have made change in the index.html file. This is the pages folder. Everything that is related to page, it is created in the pages folder. In pages folder, every page has a separate folder. You can see about, contact, home, tabs. So I will go to the about. I will open this HTML file and I will put it here. Put some BR. Now I will check in the browser. So you can see home is there and about. I have put some content and it is showing. Now I can, this is only an HTML file. I can give it some class like P. I am just putting everything in P. Another paragraph. So I have put this P. Now I just want to make some changes in the CSS file. So this is the CSS file. I will say P padding top 20 pixel, padding bottom 20 pixel. Now I will check in the browser. So it is I will go to P and you can see all the padding is applied. I can also put padding left, right, or I can just say padding. So it will, padding will be applied on everywhere. I'll just put it. Now you can see padding from left, right, top, bottom. It is 20 pixel. So basically we have our, you can see the folder structure. We have .html file in which we are interested in HTML. We have .ts file, we are interested in putting our logic, and we have SCS file. Now we have a contact us page. So I will just put some form in this. Since we are using Bootstrap, so I will be taking any form from Bootstrap to, so that user can use the contact us form to contact. So this is form. Now we can use any form, just like I can use this form, or some big form we can use like this one. So I will just open it, contact.html, and here I will put it here, the form. Now I will check the contact us page. So you can see the form is there. Now I need to make some changes in the CSS so that there is some padding. So one thing I can do is directly style padding 25 pixel. Now you can see the contact page. We have some padding from the top, and this is the form, so user can use it. This is the about, and this is the home. So basically this is a very simple app through which you can just create an Ionic. Now I will tell you how you can check it in the Android. So you just open another command prompt and F drive Ionic, then you have to write test app. Now what I have to do, I have to add Ionic Cordova platform, add Android. Now I have to add the Android platform so that I can check in Android. So it will take some time to add the Android platform and to see how it works in Android. Now you can see that the platform is added. You can also see in the folder structure, you can see a new platform folder is created, and in which we have the Android folder and all the files related to Android as created. by using the command. Now the final step is we just need to run it in emulator Ionic Cordova run Android. So we just need to run it into the Android emulator. So the emulator will start, and then you can see all the changes that we did in the app in the emulator. So now you can see the emulator has been started using the command Ionic Cordova run Android, and the app is also created. So you can see the working app in this Android. You have their home page, then we make changes in the about. So you can see all the about, all the padding that we have make changes, and on the contact us we have make this form. So this form is also showing. So all the changes that we did, .apk file is created and it is working on the Android machine. So friends, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching this video.